This podcast is part of the Game and Entertainment Network. Visit tgenetwork.net to find the latest episodes from all our shows.
It's time for AggroChat, the official podcast of the Tales of the Agronaut blog and Stalwart gaming community, where we talk about stuff and things, and the stuff about the things, and sometimes gaming. I'm Belgast, and let's start the show. Hey folks, it's that time again. Time for another episode of AggroChat. This is episode 114. And tonight, I'm joined by Ashgar.
What? Hi.
Grace.
Hello.
Kodra.
Hi.
Tam.
Hey.
Phelan.
Hi there.
And special guest this week, Inky.
Hello.
So yeah, tonight we are going to talk about walking simulators. And by walking simulators, I mean Pokemon Go.
Not Firewatch.
It's not really a simulator, let's be honest.
No, it's a game about
there's
walking.
actual walking involved.
Come on, it's a game about walking.
It's a great game about walking and about trying not to get, stopped in the middle of the night when you're doing questionably legal stuff.
Also,
Do
not
questionable
getting
legal
hit
stuff?
by a car.
Look, nothing we did was illegal.
I mean,
Yes.
there was that sign that said, no solicitation, no loitering.
Look, I've done all kinds of weird shit too.
Please
Like-
Pokemon safely.
Like, I went to a power switching station hoping that maybe, just maybe, there would be electrical type Pokemon there.
In order to loiter, you have to be standing or waiting around idly, or traveling indolently and with frequent pauses. We weren't doing either of those things.
That is fair.
Yes,
I've
you had a
learned-
purpose.
With this game, I've learned just how rude of a pedestrian I am. I'll just stop in the middle of the sidewalk and be like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna just catch my Pokemon here. It was in the sidewalk, and I'm just gonna stop in the middle, and everyone else can go around me." And my husband is super polite, and he steps off to the side before he starts, throwing Pokeballs, and I'm just like, "I'm stopping here."
Nope.
Every time I bump into something or trip or almost get hit by a car, I have to remind myself to remain aware of myself and my surroundings.
That is such a important intro piece of advice, and I'm glad that it's sort of become the mantra of the Pokemon community.
So, something happened already that I knew was going to happen. Have you guys heard about the pileup in Dallas?
I have not.
No.
Yeah, apparently there was a multiple car pileup on some street in Dallas because somebody was trying to capture a Pikachu.
Don't
don't-
Pokemon Go and drive, really.
Really, really don't do it.
Yeah. I get it though. I mean, I've not seen a Pikachu, but yeah, don't.
I would definitely pull over my car and go chase after that Pikachu, but I'd pull over my car.
And
Yeah.
let's also state here for the record, don't try to play while your spouse or significant other or friend or anyone you care about is driving, because you will end up needing some sort of relationship counseling.
When they don't slow down for you.
Yes, or when you start yelling and they're freaking out because they think that there's something in traffic, but really there was just a Squirtle across the street and I really need to get it.
Now, are you sure that this is a true report, Bell? Because the arbiter of all things true and false on the internet, Snopes.com, does report on a claim that a man caused a major traffic accident playing Pokemon Go and says that it is false.
Oh, I don't know. It
And
was
lists no mention
something
of
my
any true
wife
similar stories.
read to me earlier, so I have no clue if it was true or not.
Yeah,
But
I
I know-
think this is one of many false stories about Pokemon Go that have showed up on the internet so far.
Okay, you and I
The only
both know.
verified true one that I know of is the teenage girl who found a dead body.
Yeah,
That happened.
you and I both know sooner or later someone is going to cause a traffic accident because of this game.
I bet
wouldn't.
that it will be me walking out in front of a car.
I freely admit, last night I went roaming around from parking lot to parking lot, and now I would stop the car and poke around after that. But yeah, I was parking lot hopping last night.
It also helps when you have a passenger in your car who is handling the Pokemon Go app for both driver and passenger.
Well, yes, don't Pokemon and drive. Seriously, don't.
Yeah, like, This can't be.
It was
will
a bad.
say-
It was a bad enough idea with Ingress, and Pokemon Go requires more of your attention than Ingress did to do stuff. Don't do
Okay,
it.
so I will say that yesterday, driving up 5 at rush hour with Jonathan, we went to go and visit a friend of his that had was in for an air show up north, and playing Pokemon Stop and Go is a really good way to be like get through like traffic without an aneurysm, because I hate being in the car when there's stop and go traffic. I get vertigo, I get dizzy, I get stressed out. But instead I'm just like, wow, look at how fast my trainer is running. Oh, they've stopped. Oh, and look, there's a Pidgey. I'm going to catch that. And in the meantime, Jonathan can drive and doesn't have to deal with my like, oh my God, you have to stop. Those cars are stopping up ahead. Okay, now we have to go. Oh God, I'm dizzy. I'm scared. I'm stressed out.
Oh man, Pidgey and Zubat, the trash Pokemon.
Pidgeys
There's
so many
everywhere.
of them.
But it's so good because what that means is that it's really easy to get a Pidgeot, and Pidgeot's a pretty strong
Yeah.
Pokemon.
I got my bird Jesus today, and I had to get it the hard way, like by evolving it up. There's a guy. So, what was it? Wednesday night, I was walking around my neighborhood, and I ran into a couple playing Pokemon Go, and he was like all excited because he had just caught a Pidgeot in the wild, and unfortunately, it wasn't there anymore when I walked over there to see if I could get it too, but. It was hilarious. Like I could hear enough of the conversation as I was walking up to know what they were doing, and the unmistakable motion of him throwing Pokeballs.
Yep.
And I just held my screen up, and they both laughed, and we had a conversation, and it's been cool, like the way this kind of brings people together.
Yep.
It was,
I had,
go for it.
I had a little kid, like I was getting ready to get in my car to go somewhere today, and I was checking my phone, of course, before I got in, and there's a little, like, maybe 10-year-old kid walking through my neighborhood, and he saw me and was like, are you playing Pokemon Go? And he came over and, like, showed me all his Pokemon and told me where there were Pokestops in town and how the library was a good place to catch Pokemon, and it was adorable.
Aw,
That's awesome.
my Pokemons. Let me show you them.
Outside of my office, I took like, and some people might know how rare this is for me. I took like a 30-minute break from work just to go like walk around and catch Pokemon, which is probably something I should do more often.
Probably.
But I was just walking along and somebody else was there because outside of my office is a fantastic source of Magikarp. And
Nice.
Jonathan will be jealous.
you need a lot of Magikarp to evolve a Gyarados.
I've got one from an egg, and I've caught 4 in the wild, and yeah,
It's
you need so many.
400
I
candy
think
to
it's
evolve.
300, isn't it?
No, it's 400.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's a lot.
It's a ridiculous number.
But it's really exciting because, like, you sort of... it more than in Pokemon the game, this game is going to make you work with what you get. Like, you can't really just always find the perfect team and stick with it, which is how I always played Pokemon. Was like, I found the team I wanted, and that was the team I went with. In this, it's very much, well, I like games that make me figure out how to do with what I get. And I also want to state for the record that it seems like in this game, Tam has the bell luck.
I have actually gotten super, super lucky.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, it may also just be like karma. I spent probably about 4 hours yesterday at a park, just putting at a park and then in the square, like the town center, putting up lures at all the Pokestops, and like it's really fun because you meet all sorts of people. You can hit the Pokestop, and as it lights up and gets all the flowers around it, you can see people like gravitating over there. I think my 2 favorites from yesterday, I totally made somebody's day. She had she like comes out and she's like, oh wow, all of these just lit up, like just as I finished setting them up. And I was talking to some other guy, and she's like, are you guys playing? Did all of these just light up for you? I was like, oh yeah, I put them all up. She's like, I just got off work. I can wander around and play for a little while I wait for traffic to die down. This is great, thanks.
That's awesome.
Totally made her day. It was great. I also loved the standing around in a park. There's like 20 of us all around a Pokestop, and there's this like really serious looking guy in a business suit, just like scowling at his phone. And we figured he wasn't playing. We kept a goodly distance because he keeps like looking around, sort of, and scowling at his phone. And evidently, he'd been trying to catch a Clefairy the whole time, and finally caught it. Oh my god! And he just lit up like, yes!
That was me last night with my Snorlax. Oh my god, it took so many Pokeballs.
Yeah, I've noticed now that I've gained a few levels, it seems like more and more Pokemon are requiring 2 or 3 hits before they'll actually stay in the damn Pokeball.
I had to feed the Snorlax a berry just to finally get the difficulty down enough to where I could capture him.
So I had a Dragonite wander into my living room, which is awesome. It took me about 40 Pokeballs and about 20 berries before I could finally get him. I was so afraid he was going to run away.
I was going to say.
I was like, oh no, please don't run away. It was a solid 20 minutes of me like, oh, come on. Especially because more powerful Pokemon like magnetically repel your ball.
So, yeah, like that's what Snorlax kept doing. Was it felt like there was a breeze or something, and the ball kept going off course. I actually lucked out on my Clefairy because, like, I was walking into work one day and I was prepping my phone because there's a Pokestop that I cross over on the bridge into work, and when I'm walking, and there just happened to be a Clefairy there one morning. So I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, my work is apparently on a major Pokemon thoroughfare. Like, I just am at my desk all day, and Pokemon just keep showing up. My phone will buzz, I'll pick up the phone, catch a Pokemon. The downside is I'll pick up my phone, catch a Pokemon, and then see, like, you know, that there's an Arcanine nearby, but I can't really go look for it because I'm at work.
I keep seeing, like, okay, so I live downtown Seattle, right by the Space Needle. Like, literally, I can see it out my window. And, of course, that's a huge park. And most of what spawns and where the stops are these huge parks where there's... Okay, so an aside, I have noticed that they have done the best they can to make this really, really safe. So a lot of places where you're going to have your Pokemon showing up and your Pokestops are places where, like, you can walk as a pedestrian without fearing for your safety. Yeah. And this really clicked for me when, like I said, we went up to the air show, which of course is in an airfield. Outside of the airfield, you know, there was lots of flying Pokemon. There was some cool stuff that I caught. But once you get in near the runway, nothing. No Pokestops, no Pokemon running around, like nothing. They're, you know, clearly trying to discourage people from, oh, hey, look, there's a Charizard on the runway. Better go get it.
There are some weird choices, though. I have to say, like, in my neighborhood, there's this house at the top of the hill that is, they do like decorations and set design.
Does it have a plaque?
No, there's no plaque. Sign? There's no plaque. The claim to fame is this guy, when he, for whatever reason, he started taking home the sets that he built for various shows, and he did a Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and it had like this giant Sphinx head, and now on his back fence line there's this giant Sphinx head, and he's added on to it over time. And
oh yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's this guy's backyard between, and it's facing a Hibden Tires, and that's our gym for the neighborhood.
Well, what you got to understand is that Niantic reused their data from Ingress, and Ingress players would try to put portals anywhere and everywhere they could, especially places near where they lived. So anything remotely interesting, they would try to get it turned into a portal. And in the majority of cases, Niantic would go along with it. So you can find some portals and some portals, and thus some Pokestops and gyms in some really strange places.
On the
probably
downside,
someone in your neighborhood, please, Ingress.
Like, on the downside, like, I get to be the voice of sadness here because, like, my neighborhood has one Pokestop because there is a park, and that is it. Like, from my house, like, my entire neighborhood, as much as I could possibly reasonably walk, like, there is nothing. Like, I can spin my little map around, and there is that one stop in the one park, and that is all. And, like, I went for a couple of walks, and I found some mostly, like, trash Pokemon, very little interesting. Like, when I drove into our actual town, then there were some gyms and some stops, and there were people sitting in front of the courthouse playing Pokemon Go. But, like, it's pretty rough living in a rural place. Like, it's sparse, and there's nothing around my neighborhood. And I work in a really rural place, and there is nothing. Like, I go for walks every day at lunch, and there's just nothing there.
That's something I noticed today too, because like where I visited my mother-in-law, she lives on the lake, but it's like in a tiny, tiny little town on the lake, and there was nothing. Like I was thinking, oh, well, I'm at the lake, I should get plenty of water Pokemon, and I found nothing. Like I think maybe I found a single Pidgey. And it's been noted, like, there's like a thread on the Reddit talking about how they really need to improve the rural areas because there's just not much there.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed, and I'm not sure if it's a coincidence or not, so downtown, I catch a lot of, like, low CP Pokemon, but when we went up north to Arlington, Washington, I caught much fewer Pokemon, but they were all of, like, a higher combat power.
There seems to be something I've noticed something similar. If I'm just sitting at home, like where I'm sitting at home, it can be really busy or it can be really not. But if I like use an incense or something and I go a long time without catching anything with the app open, I tend to get better stuff while I'm just sitting and waiting. I don't know if that's just like coincidence or what. Like I'd believe that it's coincidence, but
I've been wondering if like it has something to do with the number of people actually out and about using the app in an area.
I would believe that too. When we went to the craft festival today, there were like 6 or 7 Pokemon on my screen at any given time.
I wonder if Pokemon have a tendency to spawn around a given trainer, and so if they spawn for one, they spawn for everyone?
I don't know.
I believe they do, because
they do spawn for everyone. Yeah.
Jonathan and I have been mostly doing this together, and we'll find all the same Pokemon in the same places.
Yeah, supposedly the only Pokemon the only time that you'll see a Pokemon and no one else will is if it was summoned by incense.
Yep.
Incense Pokemon are yours and yours alone. Any others, everybody nearby should see them.
So, because this is a new game, and because it's still very fresh and undiscovered, what
you're
are
trying to say
all
is Niantic hasn't said anything about how anything works at all.
Yes. How do you guys think the best way of capturing a Pokemon is?
Throwing
Press
a ball
down,
and
plus B.
praying.
Yes.
Like I'll actually hold on to the Pokeball for a bit and try and time it so I'm throwing it at the point where the target is the widest.
Widest. Okay, so you want the circle to be the biggest?
Yeah, like the biggest area so that regardless of where I land it, it's in the zone.
It seems to give you more XP though if it's smaller and you still hit the zone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking like skee ball. That's basically like it's a hole. But yeah, I've seen what Thalen's talking about, where you get the modifier for a skilled shot.
So according to the official FAQ, you have the greatest chance of capturing the Pokemon when the ring is at its smallest diameter.
Oh.
So when you hit the nice or the great,
yeah,
the great would be the smallest one.
If you get great or excellent throw, you have a much better chance, yes.
The ball has to land inside of the circle.
The small circle, yes.
The small circle. Got it.
I think you have a better chance, I think, yeah.
If it lands inside the big circle, I think that you will still get credit for hitting it.
But it won't be a nice or a
But
great.
it won't be a nice or a great.
See, like I never registered. I thought when I was getting the great or excellence or whatever, it was because I was capturing it in a single throw.
No, it's because you hit within the circle and it was at a particular size. Yeah.
And do you guys think that curveballs have any relative impact?
They give a XP
Give you 5
bonus.
XP.
Yeah.
And they're sure sparkly.
Because I've definitely seen that theory thrown out. Is that
How do you get a curveball? Like, I've noticed some of these things popping up, and you've explained the, like, nice and great throws now. But, like, what is a curveball?
So
wiggle,
you can
wiggle the ball around until it starts sparkling, and then
when you throw it, it curves.
And you kind of have to do that when you start getting one of the Pokemon that somehow repel your ball.
Oh, those little jerks that bust out of the ball after I've already captured them?
No. There's like some certain high level Pokemon will do this thing, and it looks like there's wind blowing your Pokeball away.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting that a lot with as I level up. That's what's happening with my Pokeballs now.
And curveballs seem to counteract that.
Yes, curveballs will counteract it.
So I gotta do the traditional Ash from the TV show throw.
Yeah.
I've not encountered anybody in an Ash hat yet.
I did.
I desperately need cosplay for this.
Yeah.
I will say that this is finally getting the college students near me to actually leave campus, because they normally never do.
Oh, I forgot. I have some badges that I was going to put on my bag that came in today. I hope they're in my mailbox and not at the office.
So I just saw someone share an article that makes me think about wanting to talk about the exercise aspect. And the title of the article is "Sore Legs Become Pandemic as Pokemon Go Players Accidentally Get Exercise."
It's so true, though, because I'm going out in the evenings around my neighborhood and spending an hour and a half walking constantly and not even realize it.
So anyone that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with fitness, and I love fitness games so much. Like, I love the Wii Balance Board when it came out. I like basically everything that 6 to Start makes. They make zombies run. So this thing is just I've been really excited for this, and it's really delivering on the exercise. I've had a rough couple of months with being ill, and this is kind of the first thing that's got me excited about going out of the house again, and that's really, really, really relevant and important. And I think that it's going to have a really good impact on people that normally just sort of hole up and play video games.
Yeah, I was noticing that for myself as well, is I'm enjoying leaving the house and going on a walk and exploring, actually feel like I'm exploring the world, which is something I never really did.
I did it for a while when I first moved out here, and then stopped, and I don't really know why, but now I'm doing it again and remembering how much fun it is.
And it's funny, I went for a walk today and my spouse came along with me, who does not play Pokemon Go because I don't know why, something is wrong. But anyway, we were walking along, and I was like, oh, let's, instead of just turning around and going home, let's go home this other way. We can get there if we go down this other side road. And I got vetoed, but then later he was like, oh, you just wanted to go down there to explore for different Pokemon, didn't you? And it's like, yes.
Well, duh.
Why?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, yeah, isn't that obvious?
I mean, I consider myself I walk a lot, and today I saw places in my neighborhood that are just right around the block that I'd never been, just because I took a slightly different route. And I think that's pretty cool, because it's really easy, especially when you live in a city, to get sort of ensconced in your little 4-block bubble with, you have your coffee shop that you go to, and you have this other place that you go to, and your regular blah blah blah, and you have your regular routes for walking to and from your regular things. And it's kind of nice to break out of that rut, to take a different path, because oh, someone dropped a lure over there, or oh, I see rustling grass over there.
We actually successfully tracked down a Jigglypuff today.
Yeah, we figured out how to use the tracking stuff. And
you will have to show me when you guys come over, because I haven't figured out anything. I'm just doing everything randomly. I'm fighting gym battles. I'm just I'm gonna smash this button as fast as I can, and that's how I've been winning gym battles.
So the thing that I haven't figured out is, okay, tracking never seems to work great for me, because nothing is closer than 3 footprints ever for me.
I managed to get them down.
The other thing, and I was talking to Larian, And I guess there's random encounters that are completely separate from the tracking.
I
So
think
just
that
literally
must be
walking
true,
around.
because sometimes I have it open, I look, and there's like nothing around me that's closer than 3 tracks, and then like suddenly I have something that I can catch. So yeah, there must be some other element there.
So if you select a Pokemon in your tracking thing, if you are moving towards it, there will be a little white line that will emanate off of that corner piece.
Yeah, as you move, it'll pulse. And you can see, and as long as it keeps pulsing, eventually you'll go down from 3 to 2 to 1 to 0. And when it gets to 0, it'll pop around you. It only works with, as far as I can tell, it only works with ones you haven't caught yet, though.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because honestly, like, I've spent the last several nights roaming around my neighborhood trying to find this stupid Psyduck that I see every so often pop up on the tracking list. And I've had zero luck actually getting it. And sometimes it disappears, sometimes it shows up, which tells me it's at the outmost range of the tracking, probably. And I even went over to a duck pond thinking maybe it was being really cute. But no, it wasn't there.
I wish that, I mean, I know they've done so much already and I sound whiny as shit, but I wish that they'd made, like, the type of Pokemon correspond to the surroundings. I was so excited about walking down by the water and maybe getting, like, a whole bunch of water Pokemon.
It's really, really vague. And I don't know how it's done. I definitely was finding water Pokemon by the lake park in town. Like, a bunch of them.
What's confusing my thing right now is I live in a suburban neighborhood, and there's a lot of water features, and because of that, I'm seeing a lot of water Pokemon. Like, the very first catch I got on my own was a Staryu, and I've gotten a bunch of Magikarp, and I've gotten the little seahorse guy. So it's confused. Like, it's half the time it's giving me, like, field Pokemon, but the other half the time it's giving me water Pokemon, yet sadly no Squirtles.
We have a Squirtle infestation around us. Well, not an infestation, but
there's some around us.
There's some around us.
I almost got a divorce because there was a Squirtle while my spouse was driving.
I caught a Squirtle.
It was a bad scene.
I caught a Squirtle, but, like, it jumped out of the Pokeball, like, 8 times. That was the first time it had happened. I didn't realize that they could do that.
Yeah, the one Charmander I've had show up, he escaped from the Pokeball and immediately ran away.
I've not seen any fire types.
Me either.
That's the only fire type I've seen in the wild.
I
managed to evolve a Flareon, so at least I have one.
Yeah,
Which is very useful when I went up against a gym that had a Gloom in its top slot.
How do you even tell what your Eevee is going to evolve into in this version?
There's a chance that it evolves into the one you want.
Yep, it just does what it wants.
Yep, I also evolved a Flareon.
Pokemon seem to have much higher chances of escaping from balls the higher level you get,
Yeah.
including some complete nonsense CP10 Caterpies breaking out of balls, and I'm like, what the F, Caterpie?
Yeah.
Dude, it's Weedles for me, for some reason. Weedles, like, keep headbutting my Pokeball. You know, like, so we've been rambling on about this, and I keep thinking, maybe we should have explained what Pokemon Go is to people, to anyone that's not indoctrinated.
Not sure that's strictly necessary.
I mean, it's all over the news, I think. Yeah.
Go download it. The end.
Like,
it's an app where you walk around and catch Pokemon. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope if you're listening to this podcast that you're at least passingly familiar with Pokemon Go.
Oh my god.
Not to be elitist or anything, but, like, if you're listening to a gaming podcast and you don't know what Pokemon Go is, that's really embarrassing for you.
Yeah. So, speaking of world crossing over and Pokemon Go, we were sitting downstairs and my wife was reading Facebook, and one of our friends works at a hairdressing place, and she posted on that if you're playing Pokemon Go, you might swing by the shop because somebody just caught 5 in a row. And I've seen little things like that. People talking about their spouses playing or their kids playing. And like, my wife's a school teacher, and one of the parents of some kids that she's had before posted that, dear public, if you see any of my kids roaming around aimlessly, staring at their phones, they're not doing drugs, they're not making drug deals, they're just playing Pokemon Go.
So has anybody had the problem where they want to catch all 150 Pokemon, but they also want to trade in their low-level ones for candy to make their higher-level ones stronger?
I won't trade them in unless I already have another one.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing, but like I'm really tempted. Like when I'm like 1 or 2 candies off, I'm like, I still can't shake the horrible feeling that the professor is grinding up spare Pokemon into candy.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he's doing. For science.
Science.
Pokemon candy is apparently pretty good. I mean, like, some of it actually looks tasty.
Don't trust those Pokemon professors.
I wouldn't want to eat anything that makes one that you collect when you like find wild Pokemon, and 2 that like causes said Pokemon to mutate.
Like, strangers have the best candy, and some Pokemon are kind of strange, so...
The Geodude candy looks kind of gray and unappetizing.
I've not found any Earth type either.
There aren't that many ground types in the first 150.
Yeah.
I really, really love that they started with the first 150 because I haven't really played a lot of the more recent Pokemon games, and I don't know a lot of the more recent Pokemon, but this is just like, I didn't realize how much of my long-term memory has been taken up with just, I still know all of the names of all the Pokemon and there's things that they can do.
Silhouettes.
Being really, really good at who's that Pokemon.
Yes, I'm just like, oh, there's an Oddish over there.
Okay, Tauros wasn't in the original 150, was he?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
Wow.
You found it in the Safari Zone.
The one that I had forgotten was Seal. I'd completely forgotten that Seal and Dugong were even things.
Everyone who criticizes the later gens being unimaginative, the first gens have things like Seal and Voltorb.
Porygon.
I like Porygon, actually.
I also like Porygon, but he's just a polygonal creature.
It's true.
Seizure-inducing episode.
I do like that they are not using the original types, because...
Yes. Agreed.
That is throwing me off because I only knew the original types. I'm like, oh, they like switched all these around.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the original types were total garbage, so like I understand.
And some were kind of overpowered.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a Dragonite, and that Dragonite would have been unstoppable, but now I'm like legit afraid of Clefables.
Clefairies and Clefables.
I love Clefable. Clefable is my favorite Pokemon ever, and I can't wait till I have enough Clefairy candy to evolve my Clefairy.
I am curious if stuff I would like to see in this game would be social systems.
Yes, God, yes.
Trading.
I would love to be able to say, okay, such and such Pokemon is super common in my area. You have another Pokemon that's common in your area that I can't ever find. Let's do some trades.
See, unfortunately for you, I imagine that trades would probably be local.
It's a fitness game. Like, if they do that, it's going to remove the aspect of getting outside and going and doing things, because there will be some people who will just do things by trading.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying like that's a bad thing, because honestly, there are some features about this game that aren't really like accessibility friendly. Like, for example, like Grace was talking about, if you live in a rural area, or, if it's not easy for you to go out and walk around for extended periods of time.
Yeah. And I guess one of the other things that I would like to see at some point is some ability to see any of the combat and that piece of the game without being at a gym, because there are no gyms anywhere near me. Like, there are no gyms anywhere near my work. Like, I would have to specifically drive into town and wander to find a gym. Like, there's none anywhere remotely within my normal day-to-day sphere of influence. And so that's a whole piece of the game that sounds really fun, and I have not even interacted with at all yet.
I would love to see Team Rocket spawns. Just like Pokemon, where just like Pokemon spawns, but it's like a Team Rocket agent that you can battle.
I am legit disappointed that I could not be on Team Rocket.
Well, the thing is like,
Call that
I think it would be really bad if Team Rocket were player made.
Yes. Look, I played Ingress for a while, and part of the reason I don't play Ingress anymore is because some people got really, really intense about Ingress and got really trash talky in the Ingress chat. So I hope that the level of PvP in Pokemon Go is low enough and asynchronous enough that this will not become a problem.
I really feel like this game is an incredible object lesson in non-toxic multiplayer gaming. Like, this is the thing that every MMO should be looking at Pokemon Go and taking notes. Because every interaction you can have with another player is positive.
The biggest thing
Except
that
for
I
taking
want...
their gym away.
But there's benefits even if you have your gym taken away. Like, holding a gym for a long period of time is not actually all that valuable for you.
Gets you cash.
It only gets you cash once per day.
Yeah, it gets you a dime a day, but like I said, some people will get really intense about stuff. I do worry a little about that.
But it's not like the amount of time you've held that gym matters. It's just that you're holding that gym when you press the button.
Yeah, and there is that. And there's a limit of you can only get credit for a maximum of 10 gems. So, if you picked up, if you've got like Pokemon sitting in 20 gems, it doesn't really matter if, a few of them get taken by a different team. So yeah, it doesn't matter which gym you hold. In Ingress, it was very, very, very important which particular portals you held and for how long. So yeah, I think maybe they learned a lot of lessons from that. I hope they did.
Honestly, the biggest thing I want is some kind of a friend system. That way, when I'm out roaming around and I meet pleasant people playing the game, we can, click a button and remember each other and are alerted when, that person's nearby or, something like that.
I think that that's a super good idea, but the fact that there's probably a lot of kids playing this game is going to inhibit any sort of like real social connection type of thing because of, stranger danger.
Yeah, true.
There are just communities springing up all over the place on like Reddit and Facebook and every sort of social media. So that sort of thing should be really possible. It would be nice if it would be integrated into the app, but like it's going to be so possible to do it with just external sources that I'm not too bothered that it's not in the game. But I think that is like a good idea because it's nice to connect with the community. Like we've met nice people out walking around. We've seen other people playing and it's like that sort of, you just look at each other and you see from your body language and like the actions you're doing and the face, the like concentrating on your phone face and then that embarrassed look when people catch you concentrating so hard. It's just
throwing Pokeballs is an unmistakable motion that somebody's doing. It's the combination of the concentrated look plus that careful flicking motion.
Yeah.
I apparently make a face when I do this.
I kind of stick my tongue out sometimes.
I've met more people. Like I have talked to more strangers today than I have in months.
Yep.
I'm super jealous of you guys in Seattle, just saying, because like it's not caught on to that level here. Like I'll see 2 or 3 people a day doing it. Like I was at Target earlier, and this mom was berating late high school age daughter for, being late coming into the store. I was like, what are you doing? I was playing Pokemon Go on the way in. So I hear people talking about it, but like I'm not really bumping into them out in the wilds other than a couple at a time.
Clearly.
Yeah, that is one of the advantages of living in the city again.
Yeah, there's definitely that.
Well, it's not just living in the city. I think it's living in the specific city you live in.
You mean in Nerdsville?
Apparently, New York and Sydney are crazy right now. Like I haven't seen businesses putting up like Pokemon Go signs. Oh, I guess I'm on the east side, so.
Like, okay, so I don't remember if I already said this, but the coffee shop that's just around the corner has a Pokestop out of it, and the guys that work there were throwing lures out.
I love it.
That's
And
really
people
clever.
were coming
Yeah.
in. People were coming in. They were like, "Oh, hey, I saw that there's a lure here." And like when they come in, they're like, "Oh, are you guys playing
Of course they'll get
Pokemon Go?"
coffee.
Yeah, I mean, we stopped in there and we got coffee. We were going there anyway, but I liked being able to sit there and just like catch Pokemon while I was drinking my coffee.
Yeah, that's really clever for a very small investment. Just
Oh yeah,
keep a lure on the Pokestop that can be reached from your place of business.
It's like what, $1 every 30 minutes.
Yeah, you could like. I
You
mean, I
probably
think it
make
was
that
just.
back.
I think it was just the employees doing it, but I bet if they like
Probably just
talked
using the
to
ones
the
they had.
owner,
Well,
talk to the owner or manager, like they could actually get compensated to like
What
pay for that.
they really should do is like start an account named the business, since when you click on a stop, you can see who summoned the attractor.
That's true.
Super
'Cause,
clever.
like,
There's going to be so much like business related and advertising related things that are going to spring up because of this, and I'm super excited to see because I love advertising.
Can you see the name
Yep.
of the person? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep,
'Cause I-
because
Somebody
the
was-
security guard downstairs was summoning him one day. Because I mean, I don't know 100% it was him, but based on the name, I'm pretty certain it was the security guard that was summoning attractors.
Okay. Because so when I was at the park, somebody was like, "Who's putting up the lures? I want to find the person who's putting up all the lures because I know it's the same person." And I was like, "I don't know how you know it's the same person."
Yep. Yeah. It's when you mouse, or not mouse over, but you click on the little thingy, the attractor module, it tells you who did it.
And how much longer it lasts.
Yep. Which is handy. I'm glad it does how much longer it's there, because like you can see, can I realistically get over to this Pokestop in time to, get any effect out of it.
Yeah.
So I did, like, basically, like I said, I think I said this, I got to do 3 of them in a row because somebody popped 3 in a row. So I got, like, some idea of how long they last, and it seems like basically the tick rate is about 3 to 4 minutes. Because the first one was 10 Pokemon that spawned, the second one was 9, and the third one was 11, which puts it somewhere around 3-4 minutes per spawn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that tick rate is like actually an internal clock instead of like based on the attractor. Although I just did a incense while we were sitting here, and it didn't seem anywhere near as fruitful as an attractor.
It really is.
Incense apparently is like one about every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it was going down to, and even then, I don't think it was quite every 5 minutes. And the Pokemon didn't, like, I was slow. We were talking about something, and I was slow clicking on it. And by the time I was able to click on it, one of the Pokemon had run away already.
So can we take a small aside? Again, I'm going to be like the downer person, but from saying how amazing this game is to complain about the usual woes of an MMO launch.
You mean how those servers have been on fire for the past 3 days?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like,
I was only able, for like a full 36 hours, I couldn't take a gym because it would just block at 1 HP.
I was one of those damn dirty people that downloaded the APK ahead of the official launch, and that first lunch hour on Wednesday was amazing. Like, I was getting Pokemon left and right. It was great. And then it was pretty much dead the rest of the day.
So more than once now, I have been locked out of the game by Google because it crashes or the servers die, and I try to log back in a couple of times, and Google thinks that I am not myself or something, and I have to wait till I get home to an actual computer before I can log back in. And that, more than anything, is like the most frustrating thing, because it's like insult to injury. Like, the servers are down and it's kind of flaky, but then I can't even try to get back in anymore until I get back to a computer.
Yeah.
That is far worse than anything I've seen. Like, I've never had that happen, but the biggest frustration for me was Wednesday night. I was like, okay, I'm going to go take a walk. And I go over to like right around the corner from me is a big grocery store. And so far, for me, I've had the absolute best luck of getting Pokemon in large big box parking lots. So I go over there and I'm roaming around and I find a Fearow, just Fearow in the wild. And I go to throw the Pokeball, and instead of going to the Twitch animation, it just freezes. And I'm there for 10 minutes and it's still frozen and it won't recover. And I finally had to, kill the phone, get back in, and then I get the unexpected error server problem message. So yeah, I've heard people talk about, using an incense, and as soon as they popped their incense, they got kicked out and the servers were down. So there's been a lot of frustrating things, and I keep thinking this is an MMO launch. Like, in every aspect of the word, it's an MMO launch, but there are a hell of a lot more moving parts in this thing.
Yeah, one of those moving parts was broken for longer than some others. I had on the first night it was actually out, I managed to sign in with my Pokemon Trainers Club account because, well, I've played a lot of Pokemon games and already have one of those. And then the next few days, that just died. Nintendo servers could not take it.
Yeah.
So for like over 24 hours, it just was completely unable to log in. Right now, the various other websites that use it are still broken, but they seem to have enabled logins through the app exclusively. So they're getting around that problem by shutting down all other forms of access. That also means you can't sign up for one if you don't have one. But
well, and honestly, like, the truth of this is it would not have mattered how many servers they had online. I don't think they ever could have anticipated the sheer volume of this game.
So I do feel like I do feel like they probably did not anticipate the attention that they got. But I'm not sure it's... Like, normally the thing is that if you build for the people you have on the first day, you waste a whole bunch of money on servers. But it's relatively easy now, to get, temporary servers for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm not
Their
sure
entire business is based around that model.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also suspect that unlike most MMO launches, that in fact this game may gain significant traction for a while rather than completely start with a giant surge and then fade.
Well, there is the somewhat minor detail that it still hasn't actually launched in Europe or Canada, or really anywhere other than the US and Australia and New Zealand.
I honestly feel like the US launch was something that they were kind of thrust into.
Yes.
I don't think they intended to launch at all yet.
Yeah.
Look, the US launch happened at like 5 p.m. in the middle of the week. I'm pretty sure they didn't mean for that to go live.
It's like, well, crap, they're all getting it, and fine, give it to them for real.
And at that point, so many people had gotten it via loopholes that, like, Niantic had previously permabanned anyone who had done that. But if they had done that at the launch of their new product, just because people wanted it sooner, like, that's a PR.
That would have caused so much bad press.
Oh yeah, no.
And they would have been crucified for doing so.
It would have been super bad for them.
Well,
yeah, apparently they've halted the rollout for the rest of the world until they can deal with their current issues.
And the truth is, like, I didn't do anything illicit to get the game. Every game you download on an Android platform is an APK. Like, it's just, alternate stores for downloading things are part of the platform if you're going to roll a game out on that.
So I just noticed something interesting. I was looking through my characters' stuff and went to their journal and was looking through the medals that I have for them. And apparently the names for the medals, there are a few that are Battle Girl, Punk Girl, Fairy Tale Girl.
Trainer classes from
and they're
games.
Yep, and they went with female for the default because I went online just to double check and see, and yeah, that's because you don't pick a gender when you create your character, you pick a style.
They're actually mixed, I think. I think Schoolboy is one of them.
School Kid is what I see here. I see of the ones I see now, none of them are male gendered. Three of them
they're
are
all
female gendered.
female or neutral.
Yep.
That's actually really cool, and I wouldn't have realized that because I just make a female presenting avatar.
Yeah, I'm a male presenting avatar. My medals are jogger, collector, scientist, breeder, backpacker, battle girl, ace trainer, school kid, black belt, bird keeper, punk girl, ruin maniac, hiker, bug catcher, hex maniac, depot agent, kindler, swimmer, gardener, rocker, psychic, skier, dragon tamer, and fairy tale girl.
Where can I see these?
If you click on your portrait and then scroll down, it shows you your progress towards all of the medals.
Gotcha.
Battle Girl is the female counterpart to Black Belt in the games. So there is no Battle Guy.
Yeah.
Same for Fairy Tale Girl. There is no male counterpart to that one.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So that's what it is. Is they're all the different types of the different trainers that you can run into in the games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
Although in a number of cases, I've seen they seem to have avoided all of, because I remember Bug Boy and Bug Girl.
Just Bug Catcher in, I think, pretty much everything.
Really? I remember.
We did have Schoolboy, so School Kid is new. But yeah, Bug Catchers are just Bug Catchers.
Honestly, the thing I would like the most is the ability to change the outfits while you're playing.
Surprised you cannot buy more outfits for your trainer.
I am also surprised, and I expect to spend money on buying more outfits for my trainer eventually.
Yeah, I expect this is something that will be coming.
I love my trainer's outfit. Is it just like the male presenting ones that are terrible or something?
They're just they're all really generic.
They're all very samey.
Like, you're wearing knee socks, biker shorts, and a hoodie.
Yeah.
Like you can change the color and design slightly, and there's like 4 options.
Yeah, and the hoodie has your sleeves rolled up to the elbows. So you are that guy, complete with visor.
And you can't even change your hairstyle.
Yeah.
Color, yes. Style, no.
And also, there's not a very good red hair style.
And honestly, like, the thing that I would love to see is if they would take this game and blend it with Mitomo. Like, if I had that level of outfits in this game, I'd be super happy.
What were the electric type trainers?
Blitz?
The original game?
They were.
I don't know.
Wasn't Blitz's gym like a bodybuilding place?
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking he was...
I don't remember what trainer class he had in there.
Oh, Shocking Girl and Super Nerd. Maybe not. Like, I really want to... I really hope that they add enough stuff that I can become one of the trainer types from the games, complete with outfit, just so I can be an electric type trainer.
So,
one question
I had is, like, are you guys actually powering up your Pokemon, or are you just leveling up thinking that you're going to get higher CP as you go?
I have been... Stuff that I find rare or that I have a whole ton of, like, because of the Eevee infestation around me, I've been powering up Eevees, but mostly I don't. Mostly I go with what I get, unless I find myself with an abundance of candy and dust, and a particularly good one to level up. Like, that Dragonite is getting all of my candies.
Like, I leveled up my Pidgeot, because I've got more Pidgey candy than I know what to do with.
Yeah.
I have been powering mine up.
Oh, yeah. I will say, if you have one that you've got a whole ton of, and especially if you've already got like a really powerful, Pidgeot or so, and still keep getting tons of Pidgeys, save those candies and then evolve, like eat a lucky egg when you get them, and then because lucky eggs give you bonus XP, and so you can eat a lucky egg and then evolve a whole ton of Pokemon if you were just going to turn them in anyway. Which I had like 20 Pidgeys, so...
To get tons of XP?
You can get tons of XP. Like 2,000 per evolution, tons of XP.
I have zero cares about Rattatas or Ratatatas or however you pronounce that. But I keep evolving them just to get an XP boost each time.
I just haven't had enough... I don't have enough Pokemon to do much. So, I've... been saving up candy in the hopes that I can evolve stuff at some point. Other than Pidgeys, I don't know what that would be.
Pidgeys are definitely worth evolving just so you can eventually get a Pidgeot.
A Pidgeot is pretty good.
And you can have your very own bird Jesus. So, okay, another good line of questioning is, what's the rarest thing you found so far?
I haven't found anything rarer than an EV.
How do
Really?
you tell if it's rare or not?
That's a good question, because there's a list, but the list is not exactly scientific. Like for me, my either the Snorlax or the Tauros are probably the rarest things I've gotten.
I've gotten a Tauros.
I have a Taurus. I have a Pinsir.
Yeah, I have a
wow,
Pinsir. I
never
think
seen
that's
a
my
Pinsir.
rarest.
I've seen a silhouette of a Pinsir, but I haven't actually encountered one.
I haven't even seen a silhouette.
I
There's
got a
I've seen Snorlax
Cubone.
silhouette, but
Cubone? Yes.
I also got a Cubone.
Do not have a Cubone.
For me, the rarest thing is probably this Hypno I got.
So I know that the rarest one I have is my Dragonite, but it's not my favorite rare one. My favorite rare one is my Jigglypuff.
I really want a Jigglypuff. I love Jigglypuff from the show so much.
We totally did chase it for like 20 minutes, and it was 100% worth it. It's only like 14 CP for me, but I don't care. It's Jigglypuff.
Oh, I found a Graveler.
Ooh.
I haven't found anything that's like the top tier of like 3 evolutions or anything, though.
I tell you, the thing I will always stop and get is an Eevee.
Yep.
Just because I want all of the Eevee evolutions.
I've only found one so far. Sounds like we have to go over to Tam's place because there's an infestation.
There's so many EVs around here. It's ludicrous, actually. All around the Bellevue area, there's EVs just coming out of the walls. Like literally, while I was saying that, an EV popped up.
I am so jealous of the people that have stuff spawn in their house.
Right?
Yes.
Nothing spawns in here.
Yeah, like, no, I've never had anything spawn in my house, and most of the time, there's nothing really even vaguely close to my house. Now,
Yeah, I
if I
got
go
one
walking
crab 2
around the
days ago.
neighborhood, I find
That's it.
stuff, but
Apparently there's an Ekans 1 footprint away from me right now.
Yeah, there's a Bulbasaur outside, and I really am about ready to leave the podcast.
Go catch it. Go catch it.
Go get it.
look,
We won't judge you.
that is a perfectly reasonable thing. Go get yourself a Bulbasaur.
Yes,
No,
yes.
it's 3 tracks or whatever away. So by the time I
Oh.
figured out where it was, it would not.
I thought you
not be worth
I thought
it.
you said it was 1 track away. I'm like, no, that's yeah, go get it.
It's legit. Go get your Bulbasaur.
That's the thing I was gonna say earlier. Like, because I live right by the Space Needle and the park is right there, I'll get on my like things that are nearby. Like some legit rare things show up at like 2 in the morning. I'm like, I can't go wandering around in the park at 2 in the morning because I will get mugged.
I may have been wandering around the park at 2 in the morning and ran into some cops who were also catching Pokemon in the park.
That's amazing.
There was a cop. There was a pair of cops who I guess were like taking a break from patrol, or maybe were on patrol. And there was a dad with like 4 phones, and he's like, and he was like, this is my wife and this is my wife's phone and my 2 kids' phones, and they're all asleep, and so they're gonna wake up and find a ton of Pokemon. I'm catching
That-
all of them.
That is kind of awesome.
That guy wins the best dad prize.
Which was funny because at that point, every time the cops would find something cool, they'd be like, hey, dad guy, come over here.
Yep. Well, that's how you reduce the chance of, getting arrested for acting weird. Just get the cops playing it too.
There's been
They know what's going on.
There were a bunch of cops playing at the fair too. They're trying to be really like surreptitious about it. It was very funny. Wearing dark sunglasses and like trying to like peek down at their phones without looking too serious about it.
I don't know. The thing I want to figure out is how to get the Pebble Time configured so that it alerts me anytime I'm within range of a Pokemon.
You'll have to wait until they could actually start sending notifications for it.
Yeah.
Because they aren't sending notifications right now, so it can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I want Apple Watch integration.
Honestly, the thing that this game has made me think about more than anything is how I would love to see other types of games translated to this sort of format. Like, I would love to see a dungeon delving game done kind of like this.
I feel like I agree with you, but I also don't know which game I would want more than this one.
Well, I like Pokemon, but Pokemon isn't the cultural touchstone for me that it is for a lot of you guys, because I'm significantly older. Like, I was an adult when Pokemon came out.
I've never actually played a Pokemon game until this one. Like, I watched the cartoon because I had friends who watched it, but this is actually the first Pokemon game I have ever played.
I feel like there's an AggroChat game of the month in there somewhere.
If only they would actually release Pokemon games for the PC.
Right?
I have at least one platform that if I could find a cartridge, I could play a Pokemon game. I just never did.
I do find it vaguely amusing that this is a joint effort with Nintendo, the company who is legendarily terrified of the internet.
Well,
This is true.
yes and no. Like, the Pokemon Company is owned partly by Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like a joint, like 3 different companies.
I mean,
Jointly
functionally,
own it.
it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
But they seem to be semi-autonomous and are not nearly as afraid of the internet as Nintendo proper.
Oh, okay.
They've, for example, had the TGC on the iPad for, years now?
What's the TGC?
Pokemon trading card game?
Oh, I did not realize that. I still have a lot of my original release of that.
I
Dig
gave
those
mine
out.
to a friend, but like, do they even still use the same format of cards and
do.
everything?
They still do.
I think I have all my old Pokemon cards, because, like, people were coming into the shop to play it, and I'm like, might as well see what this is about. And this was long before I knew there was a game, really. I mean, like, I knew the game existed, but not in any significant way. So, like, the card game was really my first entry into Pokemon.
Yeah. I gave all mine to my barber's son. He was super excited about them.
We've got a friend whose kid is really into it, and I've thought about trying to find mine and, like, just here, have all these first generation cards.
Yeah. It's like I just gave him this huge, paper bag full of all
There
my
was
old
a-
cards, including a
this
bunch
guy-
of like unique ones out of, magazines and stuff.
There's a guy at work who he and his son have taken up Warhammer as a hobby, and I'm never going to play it again. So I packaged up like thousands and thousands and thousands of points of Warhammer miniatures and stuff like that, and just said, here, enjoy. All of this shit needs to be repainted, but enjoy.
I had a deck that was entirely around playing Squirtles, Bulbasaurs, and Dratinis and evolving them. Because
Talked
I
about this
liked...
before, but the trading card game had a bit of a problem.
Yes, it did. And so, like, the concept of evolving is now something that serious Pokemon decks, or at least evolving to 3 stages, is something you don't even bother trying to do in the game.
Which is
now.
why they introduced some cards that are essentially fully evolved Pokemon that don't need to go through evolution.
Yes.
So you could still use those, but without having to have the dead cards in your deck.
Which is a shame, because evolution is such a cool concept. It's just, it wasn't effective. Like, balancing for that is really hard, because you are effectively spending 3 cards. So that Pokemon had better be worth 3 cards of value, and they never were.
So at this point, we've talked about Pokemon for quite a while. Do we want to talk about the other thing a lot of us have done this week?
We can definitely touch on it.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go nearly as long as we have with Pokemon, but...
No, probably not.
So, during this week, it was kind of a catalyst for all of us to pick up and start playing Final Fantasy XIV again.
Woohoo!
And I guess, for more or less, we're getting the band back together.
Seems like it.
I'm wandering around Eorzea mindlessly during the podcast again.
Yay! That's what I should have done. Like, I've started doing my Sylph quests again, because I want to ride around on a giant Goobboo.
You
It's
misunderstand. Awesome. I don't actually do anything productive during the podcast. My character wanders around Isleshire and jumps from post to post.
Yes.
Speaking of which, can we fix the fence around the Free Company house? Because, like, our fence is really unfortunate for jumping.
Yeah, I mean, you're an officer, you can do it.
I guess so. I need to figure out which one is not the one we're using, because we used to have one that was really good for running around idly while talking to other people.
I guess I switched it back myself a couple of times.
But
I really like Final Fantasy. Feels like it's really good to play a whole bunch of, take a fairly extended break, and then come back in force. Because there's enough to do that it's all fun. And you've got, like, catching up to do. And
the catch-up mechanics that are there are pretty robust.
Yeah. They really want you to play stuff. Like, they want you to play all of their stuff. And they make it pretty reasonable to do so.
yeah, I'm enjoying catching back up and doing the main story, which has definitely gotten me to, like, tear up again, and has definitely got me to, like, cheer out loud again, and I'm reminded how this is the best MMO at telling story.
Yes. It is so good at telling an interesting, complex story. Without it being contrived either. I really love that part. Like, okay, so we overthrew the like priest king guy and proved that he was a real dick, and like we win. But that doesn't that doesn't mean the story ends in like roll credits, we win. Like there's rebuilding to happen. There's like politics that follow up.
That's really the thing that this game excels at that no other game has to this point, is they do politics really well. Like, it's not that we won the day and we ride in on our horse with the trumpets playing and the people and everything is magically better. There's some crazy interwoven politics that are happening at all times, and you're never not dealing with that.
Yeah, it's like, Gratz, you killed the big bad. Now he's left a huge mess. And you've got to figure out how to work your way through it. It's like, okay, sure. So this pillar of society has proven to be corrupt. Now society doesn't trust anyone else in that pillar. Like, that's a huge problem.
So I'm gonna talk about something that really frustrated with me with WoW. I just stopped caring about any of the characters in that game because I sort of figured they would all go evil and I'd have to kill them at some point. Because that's sort of what happens in that game. Like, everything you meet is eventually going to be a boss.
Yeah. If it's
it's not been a boss
yet.
But, like, I'm not going to care because, like, and I get frustrated. Like, I get frustrated because it's like, oh, these are the characters I cared about, and now I'm killing it. And that's...
Yeah, it's like the only way to... It feels like the only way that WoW... The only place that WoW ever goes with its, like, interesting, nuanced characters is they go crazy and evil.
Yes. But that said, being able to fight some of those characters is really interesting. And I sort of always wanted to fight Raoban. And I got to! And it was
fun. Yep.
Awesome!
But they did so in, like, a really good way. Like,
yeah.
Yes,
like,
we got to fight him without him going crazy and evil.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is
he hasn't gone crazy, but that was different.
This is the game that puts in fights, though, where someone is testing your strength.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, they didn't betray you and went mad. They're just testing your strength. Like, you have to prove your worth to them. And this feels like another situation like that. Like, we're proving our worth to Raoban, and we almost get our asses handed, even though he only has one hand.
I don't really feel like it's a proving our worth to Raoban. I feel like it was we've been circling each other for like 60 levels now, and we're both like,
Can I take this guy?
I kind of want to find out. How strong are you really?
Yeah, unlike some of the other, like, those types of encounters in the game, like, this one definitely feels less like a test and more like this is a good excuse that we can actually do this and get away with it. Like, I want to fight you.
Yes. Yeah, like, I really want to hear about the betting pool that went down.
I love Pippin's comment to you afterwards, which is, technically, my father fought you one-handed, right?
Yup.
Oh, it was great. And like they do all of the dramatic expressions with him, and in every single one he's like kind of half grinning, like he knows this is funsies. This is funsies. He's gonna be real about it because he doesn't do things in half measures, but it's funsies. It's really satisfying.
Now I want to fight the other two.
Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Dude, that would be awesome.
They came so close for Hullbreaker Heart, but not quite.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I need to do
Came
Hullbreaker
close.
Hard. I haven't done it yet.
It's pretty great. It's really pretty great.
But yeah, this game really it's got a bunch of compelling characters that I'm really interested in, and that fight was like for a single player fight, like they threw interesting raid mechanics into it. Like
It was intense.
well, I mean, I guess to get to that point, you have had to have fought an Ifrit.
Yeah,
So-
you have to
Yeah,
have fought
because
a
he
bunch
starts
of
doing that stuff.
I think my favorite moment, because like I play a summoner, and I'm like, all right, Ifrit, go in, or Titan, go in, and he's like, you think no, I'm coming straight for you. Oh, well, crap. You're not messing around, I see. You're not going to be taunted by my pet. This isn't that kind of fight.
But yeah, I thought the Grand Melee was really well done. I really enjoyed that encounter.
I also like seeing, even though I know she doesn't want to be there, I love seeing Nanamo up and about.
Yup.
Yeah.
Even though I switched allegiance in Grand Companies, I
She's the
am
right
still
one?
I am still a huge fan of Ulda.
Team Ulda forever.
Like Ulda will never not be my free city.
Yep.
The free port. Mostly because I know where shit is in Ulda and I don't know where anything is in Limsa.
See, I started in Limsa. It's where I spent the most time. It's my free port. And it's where I have my Grand Company.
I may have started in
Mostly
Limsa
because they're awesome.
I started in Limsa, but Ulda is my home.
I started in Gridania, but Ulda is my home.
Yeah, I started in Limsa. Actually, no, I initially started in Gridania because I picked the wrong class to start with, and I was like, I don't like this. Oh no, I started in Ulda and didn't like it, and because I was going to go Black Mage, and then I made the right choice and became an Arcanist and started in Limsa, and yeah, it has the ocean, and it has pirates, and it has Merleweb, and there's nothing better.
I started in Gridania, and apparently I am the only person ever who went with the adders.
You are
I
not the
like
only
Gridania.
person.
And because
No.
the adders are led by the one leader who appears to be entirely sane.
This makes her boring.
Yeah.
She is kind
yeah,
of boring.
Yeah. I mean,
Possibly
come
also
on.
unbelievably powerful, but kind of
Yeah.
boring.
I'm pretty sure she's unbelievably powerful.
I'm pretty sure she is. Like, one of these days, she's going to have to break out Holy and re-raise and who the hell knows what else.
She's also been around for, like, forever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the lifespan of those people is exactly. Very long, it seems like.
Sure seems vaguely confused about anything outside of her sphere.
Well, there's that.
Like maybe it's just below her notice. I'd believe it.
It does always make me tempted to like completely re-roll just so I can catch all of the story that I probably overlooked on my way leveling up.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've thought about that too.
I mean, even just, I'm glad that I started a character in Ulda and then, scrapped it and re-rolled in Limsa. But, at least looking back, I remember the little bits of story that you get there, and it's kind of cool knowing what I know now.
Yeah, and you do get the slightly, the different take on those first 15 levels, where you, depending on which city you started in, which of the scions you meet and start working with initially.
Yeah.
Because I started in Limsa, I will always be fond of the until recently very inappropriately dressed scion.
What?
Ishtola in her, half naked phase there for a bit,
Oh.
and now has an amazing outfit.
Oh, is this
Her outfit's
recent?
pretty cool.
her old outfit wasn't half naked or anything. Are you misremembering
No.
it or something?
No, I'm
Ralph
talking
felt
about
like
like
there was
the
boring
cutscene where she comes back from the.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
That's not her fault.
The cutscene where she is actually naked. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She didn't even get a censorship squirrel.
No, the censorship scroll was amazing, Bill.
Censorship squirrel is pretty amazing.
Wait, what?
The censorship squirrel,
Oh.
the best.
Oh, right. Yes.
Tancred also does not have clothes for the same reason. You can get the censorship squirrel in the cutscenes where you are demonstrated this.
Yep.
Really looking forward to Monday though.
Yeah. Also looking forward to Monday.
Yeah.
Catching up on some raids.
It'll be interesting, I think.
So what are we gonna go try and do? Are we gonna go try and kill a bug?
And that's where we
We
left
might
off.
have to get back in the swing of things before trying to
We
kill
should
it.
definitely kill a sky whale and
Yeah,
then
we should
bug.
go whaling.
Yeah.
I think I will remember most of the Sky Whale fight.
Sky whale fight is not super complicated. Like, I'm pretty sure I still completely remember it.
Yeah, it's not super complicated, and like we all have better gear now.
Yes.
And so we should be able to if we can't handle the sky whale, then clearly we need practice.
Yes.
I was about to say, the Skywheel was mostly a numbers fight, as I remember.
Yeah, we really should be able to do it in one time on the back.
Yeah.
Numbers and tank coordination.
Unlike the bug, which is a big dance.
I love the
Yeah.
bug.
It's so good.
I will need to watch a video. No, I need to watch that video of the 16-bit bug.
I don't ever feel like I really got the bug fight down, so it's going to be a lot of learning, I think, for me.
Probably.
I mean, bug normal was easy enough.
Yeah.
I also feel like we should do the story stuff, too. Nidhogg and possibly Alex.
I mean, if we're all up to it by Monday, I don't know how much further I need to go to get to that point.
I got there pretty quick.
From where you're at, you're basically at the end of the 3.2 patch content, and you will, in theory, if we're talking about running Sorkai with Kodra, you might be able to be caught up for Sorkai tomorrow without much issue.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of story, but it's just story.
Yeah. It's like maybe an hour of story. Maybe. And then a
That's not too
Sorkai.
bad.
And then the distance between Sorkai and Nidhogg is actually pretty short.
Yeah. It's,
Well, it's
some
a
pretty-
cutscene, but it's a long cutscene.
Yeah, it's a really
pretty
long
sweet
cutscene.
The Final Fantasy story.
Oh, and then, also, in addition to Expert Bug, there's also Thornton.
Yeah. Well, and I've
an expert tree and a
I've-
normal tree. I think people haven't done that either.
I have never done. Yeah, I've not done Sephiroth.
Such a tease.
Yeah, I have Sephiroth unlocked. I haven't done it yet.
So
That
basically,
tree
what we're
is
saying is
also
we have
a
plenty of
gadget.
stuff to do,
There's
Yeah,
plenty of
there are
stuff
many
to do.
options.
which is awesome because that's the way when we came back. August 2013, we had tons of. Now, August 2013 was the launch.
Was
We
the
came back
launch.
July
July 2014, yeah.
2014. Yeah.
Did tons of stuff. Got really into it. Heaven's Word hit. Current estimates for the next expansion are what? Next year, right?
I have a feeling they're going to announce
Well,
it in
they don't
October at FanFest.
Expect the news at FanFest.
When is FanFest?
I think it's in October.
I'm pretty sure it's October. Neff is going, so we can make Neff, give us all our information firsthand.
Yeah, October 14th and 15th.
You know, like you aren't going to get the streaming though.
Oh, I am absolutely going to pick up the stream. There's no question there because I want Pet.
Oh no. Boo.
What?
But
I'm looking at the special the bonus items for getting the stream. And you can get a Riku, Yuna, or Lulu little chibi pet.
yes,
I wanted Yuna.
you can get Yuna. You just have to get the stream for that event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 separate streams, and I will absolutely pick them all up because I don't remember how much they are, but they're not that bad.
And a secret glamour.
I want to say it was a mask last year or last time they had it, wasn't it?
It was the Moogle outfit.
Oh, the Moogle outfit. Oh God, yes.
Is that where that came from?
That hideous thing.
I think it's hilarious. People have done silly things.
And then
I
Syl
love the people who have done silly things with that.
Syl glamour to that for a while and was doing the weird dance thing where she twirls in the wrong direction in the Moogle outfit.
I like the Rogadins who went for like the palest possible skin colors. They look like giant, like ultra buff Moogles.
So buff. That guy in Circus Tower that kept emoting.
Oh god,
So
that guy
buff.
was
So
amazing.
buff.
Mostly Moogle outfits are super creepy, but that guy was the best.
Well, there's people have done similar creative things with the new Dino outfit, which you get from maxing out that beast drive.
I also love the guy with the. There was this dude in like super hardcore, like black metal armor with a chocobo hat, with the chocobo head, and he just looked like the fat chocobo head that looks kind of angry.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was so good. Yeah, I'm glad that you pointed that out to me because it kind of made my night.
That guy made me laugh so hard.
You know, it's another thing I love about the game. You know, like I mean, there's transmog and stuff and WoW and other games, but like just the sheer amount of silliness that you can do in Final Fantasy XIV, and like the fact that like so many people do it, and sort of occasionally spurs like conversation or emoting or whatever. It's very, very entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, you still run into people who have like carefully constructed an outfit to be as revealing as possible, but even that's usually pretty creative. Like they have to work to get to there most of the time.
You don't have to work that hard.
Well,
no, but
and I guess the thing for me is like those outfits exist on both sides of the aisle. Like it's not plate bikinis isn't the only thing that exists.
Like
no, I've definitely healed like trial roulette with some gigantic Rogadin in like
just a plate mail,
a leopard
no,
skin,
not even plate mail.
Yeah, in the leopard skin, like a horrible Speedo, and it was great. I think I still have a screenshot of that someplace. Because I just couldn't stop staring. It was so terrible.
Well, and it used to be the case, like I haven't done this in ages, but like if I'd AFK, I'd do the Manderville before I went AFK, and I'd oftentimes come back and there were people there dancing with me.
They haven't always had a perfect track record there. I mean, the Dragoon chest piece sticks out. But the
bullseye hole?
Yeah. It's not a mistake they repeated, or at least when they did, they were equal opportunity with it. The current tank lore chest piece has a boob window for both genders for some reason. It's a little weird.
I kind of wish the one thing that I really wish they would do is drop the gender specific like casual outfits.
Yeah.
I want bunny ears.
I really want to wear Snow's outfit.
On the other hand, I think Belle wants to wear bunny suit.
I want to wear bunny ears. Like I want to wear bunny ears. Like I want that to be a thing. Like even though I'm not wearing the bunny samurai outfit, I want to wear bunny ears. I think it would be hilarious to tank in a maid's costume. I would totally do it. Like I would basically be Ladybeard or whatever.
Well, and on the flip side,
a whole bunch of Mrs. Doubtfire glamours.
Some of the like even the butler outfit, like why can't my Rogadame wear that?
The butler outfit is awesome. It has tails.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I really want Snow's outfit. I've wanted Snow's outfit since the game started. Or since it came out anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. That was my glamour forever.
Mostly my problem is that in a game that has done so well at parody, those outfits just seem weird. And I think it's just laziness that they don't want to wire the outfit to two different styles of models.
They have to completely redesign them to fit on twice as many rigs.
But
So,
I'd totally
like different ones for Lalafell anyway.
Yeah.
That's fair.
A potato is a potato.
Do male and female Lalafels have the same animation set?
Not exactly, no.
Okay,
really?
So it's a different rig, so you would need you would need to do separate.
They are very, very similar, but
like I always thought the bodies were the same. Like and it was just the facial choices.
No.
The animation is slightly different.
Yeah, so you'd need to do different ones for each one. I am happy that I have my Cloud outfit, my Advent Children Cloud outfit, which looks awesome.
I was not as big of a fan of the Rose Knight, but I've never really liked that look.
The
Wild Rose set.
The Wild Rose. I look great in the Wild Rose set.
I've never been a big fan of Amato art. Just saying.
It is very Amato arty. I was not a fan of the one I just got, which is the Vaughn outfit.
No, it's Zidane from...
Oh, Zidane?
Zidane.
Yeah, Zidane from FF9. I don't look good in that one. I might look better if I were like...
I imagine you only look good in that one if you were like a male Mikote.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Yep.
I might look good in that if I did that.
Lalith will look adorable in anything, so I could totally wear it. I just don't have all the subscription months that you did, apparently.
I'm also behind you, I guess, because I don't have that one either.
I just got it recently.
I'm probably
I came back like a month or two after you guys, so yeah.
Well, Tam never canceled his account, whereas we did.
I haven't canceled my account. This game has earned a more or less permanent slot in my relatively limited subscriptions. I know I will be coming back to it. I would like to be able to hop into it at any given time, and frankly, they've gotten my money. I am a little sad. I really want them to get more creative with books, frankly.
Yes, seconded.
Like, when they do little deviations on books, they're always really cool, so I know they can do it, but they can get more creative.
Dude, what I would love to see is a Rise, what's the champion from League? Is it Rise?
Big Scroll?
Yeah, Big Scroll dude.
Yeah, Rise.
It would be kind of awesome to have some scrolls instead of books.
Class. The problem is all of those animations involve you, like, doing weird things with the book. I think Sucker involves you, like, reading out of it and closing it to finish the cast or something like that.
Yeah, there's definitely animations of like flipping pages and things that might be problematic to do with a different sort of weapon.
I feel like they try every so often. Like, the relics, generally speaking, are more varied than other book options. I don't know what the current set actually looks like, though.
I've also been really disappointed in guns for the Machinist. There's a handful of really nice looking ones, but a lot of them, I don't know, they're just not me.
I feel like Astrologian has the same sort of problem that Summoners do, in that the entire concept of the weapon is cool, and they just aren't that varied.
I don't know, I feel like the Astrologian orb things are at least somewhat more varied than the books. Like, I've collected a couple different ones, like some of the ones from like some of the trials and stuff, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a handful of them.
But maybe some of that is also just like the grass is always greener kind of deal.
Well, and the Dark Knight has the same problem in that there are a handful of unique looks, but for the most part, all of the Dark Knight weapons are literally just upscaled versions of an existing Gladiator weapon.
That's less of a problem once you hit the new Heavensward stuff.
They break out more at that point.
But yeah, for the ones they had to backfill from 30 to basically 58, yeah, they're either scaled up ninja weapons or paladin weapons, with a few exceptions. The weapon you get from doing the Primal Weekly quest for Dark Knight is unique, and it's not the same as either the ninja or paladin weapons. But I don't think you see any unique one again until you hit 60. No, I guess some of the Heavensward
leveling ones.
Leveling ones, not so much, but the dungeon ones, yes.
Heavensward had a lot of really cool dungeon armor.
Because I still don't have the pet from there, I think I might be trying to run Soma on my healer until either I hit max level or I get everything I need. Because I like the set, I like the weapons, and I kind of want a Gallicat pet.
God, I would love to have a Gallicat.
Those things are so weird. I never realized how weird those things actually were. Like, they're not flying, they're not like winged cats.
No, they're cat on a glider.
Strapped to them.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're cats that are wearing like wing flaps.
Yeah, this
And
is
fly around.
perfectly reasonable.
Like that is what the sprite looks like.
It's
They
totally what the
faithfully
sprite looks
reproduced
like.
in 3D.
Yes, it's very, very weird to me. All of the Final Fantasy like random encounters that they have faithfully reproduced.
Give you a chance to see how actually strange some of those things are, like Enchanted Fans.
Yes, they're incredibly weird. Some artist was like, "Oh man, you want me to make this? Yeah, okay."
The artist in this case is what's his name? People yell at him all the time for designing the Kingdom Hearts characters. Can't think of his name right now. But the guy who did the character designs for basically the later parts of the series also did the monster designs for a lot of the early parts of the series.
Huh. So Belts guy?
Yeah, Belts guy.
So many belts.
Yeah, Nomura. Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He designed the characters for Final Fantasy starting with 5. And the monsters, so yeah.
He did monster design starting in 5 and character design starting in 7? Is that, if I'm remembering correctly?
I guess that makes sense because
it looks like he was responsible for some character design too, because Shadow and Setzer were based on his designs for the abandoned gambler and dog using class from 5. And then yeah, he was the principal character designer in 7.
I get like that totally makes sense to me because like from between 4 and 6, the character designs got a lot weirder, or the monster designs got a lot weirder in 6.
Yeah, there are faithfully reproduced sprites from that game too, like those weird eyeball things in Earth's Western.
Yep.
Well, do we have any other discussion topics about either the things we've talked about tonight or anything else we want to talk about before we wrap things up?
All I can think of.
I'm totally fighting the desire to go outside and try and track down the slowpoke that I see on my radar.
Do it.
Well, it's 3 things away still, so I have no idea where that is.
Track it down. Go for
it's in my town.
It's in someone's house. Go get it.
I feel like since all the Seattle people are Team Blue, like we really need to make like Midnight Mystic a thing in the area.
Sounds good to me.
I feel like I'm sorely outnumbered here because the local high school mascot, well, actually, the local high school color scheme is red and white. So it seems like there are way more Team Red people in this area.
I'm Team Red, and all of the gyms I drove by today were actually red. So I guess
should have put a Pokemon on it.
I couldn't, because remember the
sub
conversation
5.
with the spouse who wouldn't slow down for Pokemon? Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah. Like, do we have to have a talking to with the Kraken about the importance of Pokemon? My wife thinks I'm insane, but she begrudgingly accepts the fact that I'm going to chase invisible monsters.
I mean, he went for a walk with me. That was good. Like, he humored me somewhat, but mostly I think he's losing some patience. Anyway.
Okay, well, hopefully everyone out there is catching their own Pokemon and will have wonderful things to comment when we make this live eventually. Also, if anybody's returned to Final Fantasy XIV, I'd love to hear your thoughts about, coming back after Heavensward. So, anyway, hopefully you join us next week. Is next week the show with the thing? Or, no, we're still early.
Close.
We're still early in the month. Never mind. Ignore me. So, yeah, join us next week. We'll talk about stuff. Probably important things. Maybe some gaming. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a
Night,
good one.
everyone.
Good night.
My God, don't be funny without recording happening.
Here we go. Whatever. It'll be great. You could just edit down this until it's a stinger worth thing.
Good luck.
Hey, the servers decided to not be on fire for me to log in.
Oh, man. I'm trying to charge my battery so that at some point I could maybe do an instance while we do the podcast.
I've got my phone plugged in. I found out that my car will charge both my phone and my external battery pack at the same time.
Alright.
I'm already that person.
Dude, I have 2 external battery packs that I need to charge up because, I bought them for packs.
So Bowbacks, the Kickstarter that I backed that has that did the really nice jacket, is doing another Kickstarter for clothing that charges your electronic devices.
So, like, it takes the motion of you moving and turns it into energy to charge with?
It's a wireless charger.
Huh?
Hold on, let me find the link.
You know, honestly, like, this is going to be a good stinger simply because I think there are people that don't believe that we just hit the record button. And, like...
Nobody believes that.
Nobody believes that we have these conversations already and have had them for years.
But it's basically like a wireless charging pad. Like, you've seen those wireless charging pads, right?
Yeah.
This is clothing with a wireless charging pad built into it.
That's kind of awesome. Where's it getting its energy from, though?
That's what I was going to ask. Where
is it kinetic? Like, is it taking your motion and turning it into it?
Shirt first.
I think you have to plug in your shirt.
Honey, I can't go. I have to charge my shirt.
Oh. It's got a battery pocket.
It's transforming soul energy into electrical energy.
There you go.
Pokemon eats my soul a little bit at a time.
Why haven't they made shoes yet that take, like, the kinetic energy of shoes and walking and turn it into energy you can use for stuff?
I don't know.
Oh my god. I don't know, but
it should be time. Like, I mean, clearly we need these devices to exist.